All right, so quiz B review. So we're going to start right with the determine the number of possible triangles type of question. All right, so I'm going to find a blank sheet and begin. So at the top, you can title this quiz B review. And this is on basically the third day that we started this unit all the way up to what we did yesterday. Say quiz B review. So you're going to see your law of sines, law of cosines, area, Heron's formula, area of a segment as well that we did yesterday. So quiz B review. So here's how your first question will be worded. So number one, and this is very similar to what you did for homework. Determine. I'm going to say determine the number of possible solutions. So what are my choices for possible solutions? 0, 1, or 2. Yep. So I'm thinking in my head of 0, 1, or 2. Those are your choices. And then solve the triangle if a solution exists. So solve the triangle if solution exists. Otherwise, you just stop. I'm going to try to kind of change it up and give you a couple different scenarios here. Bless you. So your first triangle, I am going to go with A equal to 118 degrees. Remember, capital is the angle. And then little a equal to 22. So that denotes a side length. And then I'm going to go little b equal to 15. First thing I want to do in every single one of these cases is sketch this out. So I'm going to sketch a non-right triangle, and I'm going to label it as triangle ABC, however you'd like to do that. And we have angle A is 118 degrees. Little a across from that is 22, and little b across from angle B is equal to 15. Okay, so on your formula sheet, we made use of two formulas to solve for sides and angles of the non-right triangles. Law of sines and law of cosines. In this case, what is this one? Law of sines, because I have A and I have little a. So I have that double right there. So I'm going to go A over sine of A is equal to little b over the sine of B. So you're going to plug this in. So I'm going to go 22 divided by the sine of 118 is equal to 15, and then over the sine of B. You're going to cross multiply. Again, don't type anything in your calculator yet. You want to prevent any type of rounding error. So 22 sine of B. Again, keep writing this in its exact form so that you don't impact your final answer. So now I'm going to divide by 22. Divide by 22. And if you'd like, what you can write is you're going to do second sine of whatever that decimal comes back as. Okay, so it's fine if you shortcut it like that. So we're going to type in the calculator. Again, you are in degree mode. I'm emphasizing that a lot. I don't want to see those mistakes get made. So 15 sine of 118 divided by 22 is equivalent to 0.602009724. You guys get that okay? So again, you're going to do second sine of that value. And angle measure of, what do we get? 37 degrees. Good. So that represents angle B. So that is capital B. and that is 37 degrees. So up here, I'm going to label that as 37 degrees. And now I'm going to continue and I'm going to test and see whether I have one or two possibilities. Because we already know we're good, so this does work. It's not a zero. So now I go up and I do my cases. Only when the question prompts you to find the possible number of triangles. So I'm going to do case 1, case 2. In case 2, however you want to organize yourself here. So for case 1, I'm going to start with what I gave you, which was angle A, equivalent to 118 degrees. That's what we were given. That does not change. I'm going to copy that twice. You just found that angle B was equivalent to 37. So do we have enough left over for C? Yes. So we're going to go 180 minus 118 minus 37. I do not need to see that work on your paper, and that is 25. So case 1 is entirely possible. Good to go. Now I go over to B. Now, what do I do with this angle B? 180 minus. Good. You want to remember that you need the second quadrant triangle as well. So we're going to go 180 minus the 37, which would be equal to, you guys get 143? Okay. Is angle C possible? Why not? Way more than 180. Yep, so C is not going to be possible because your triangle has already exceeded 180. So C, not possible. So now you're going to just finish the question off. And I think, do we have everything or do we not have little C yet? All right, so in a second, we got to find little C as well. So far, we've answered the first part of the question, and we have one triangle possible. Okay, so we've got one quick thing to finish up. So we need to find the little c. Again, I'm going to make use of all the way on the left here, my a over sine a, because then I'm not going off of any of my own work just in case. So we're going to find we needed little c last here. So I'm going to go a over sine of a is equal to c over sine of c. So we have 22 over the sine of 118 equal to little c over the sine of 25. All right, so we get 22 sine 25 equal to c times the sine of 118. So this time, this is not something you have to hit second. So you're going to just divide by sine of 118 and solve for c. Anyone have this yet? No. 11, thank you. So c is equal to 11. Okay. A nice way to check this as well is what you want to remember is back from geometry, your largest side must be across from your largest angle, and your smallest side must be across from your smallest angle, which in this case, that works. Okay, how's the first one all the way through? Pretty good? Okay. Yes, they are good questions, but use your calculator as much as you can. Number 2 is going to have the same exact set of directions. So I want you to determine the possible number of triangles and solve if possible. So I'm going to go capital A equal to 120 degrees, followed by little a equal to 6, and a little b is equal to 9. All right, so I'm going to sketch this and then determine whether this is a scenario for law of sines or cosines. So ABC, A is 120 degrees. Little a across from that is 6, and little b is equal to 9. Okay. What rule can be applied here? Law of sines, yep, because you have a and little a. So I'm going to do another law of sines formula. We're going to go A over the sine of A must be equal to little b over the sine of b, and substitute in. So I have 6 over the sine of 120 degrees equal to 9 over the sine of b. Cross multiplying to get 9 sine 120 equal to 6 sine b. Divide by 6. Divide by 6. And the sine of b is equal to. Okay, we have 9 sine 120 divided by 6, and I obtained 1.299038.106. And what do you notice when you try to do the inverse sine function of this? It doesn't work. Why not? It exceeds 1. Perfect. And sine by definition is opposite over hypotenuse, and hypotenuse always has to be the largest side. You can't take the sine or the cosine of anything that exceeds 1. So again, you would do second sine, and you're going to find it's not possible, which is great. You don't have to finish the question. So this is, again, not possible. It exceeds 1. So how many triangles are possible? None. So 0 triangles possible. Okay? Don't think you're wrong if you get that answer tomorrow. That comes up a lot. Okay? Done. Moving on to the next. That we have questions too, because again, I want you to do a nice job on these, and all your trick content does build. All right, so next, number 3, and we're going to practice the calculator as far as your degree minute seconds notation goes again. So this one, your wording is different, okay? So please make note of that. This simply says solve the triangle. You do not have to test for all the different cases. You guys clear on that? So if it just says solve the triangle and it doesn't say determine how many are possible, you don't need to do that. So I am going to give you little c equal to 19.3 and angle A is equivalent to 39 degrees, 15 minutes. So when you see notation like that for an angle, it means all of them need to be in degree minutes seconds as well. And then angle C is going to be 64 degrees and 45 minutes. Okay, so that means when we try angle B, we're going to convert it to degree minutes and seconds if it comes back as something with a decimal. All right, so I'm going to set this up again. So ABC, and you know angle C is 64 degrees and 45 minutes. Sorry, I know those get tough to fit in there. And then A is 39 degrees and 15 minutes. Across from this is 19.3. Okay, I hope this is really clear at this point. Law of sines or law of cosines. Law of sines, or you know, if you wanted to, couldn't you find angle B right now? Yeah, so you could do that too. What do we want to start with? Angle B or law of sines? Just get angle B taken care of. All right, angle B. You are going to go 180 minus 64 degrees, 45 minutes, minus 39 degrees and 15 minutes. And let's see what this comes back as first. Does everyone have how to type that in? Okay. So if you don't, you're going to go 180 minus 64 second x. And then 45 minutes is second x. If you need the seconds, that is going to go alpha plus sign. And then minus, I'm going to go 39 degrees and 15 minutes. Do you notice how it works out to 76? You guys see that? So you do not need to convert that to degree minutes and seconds because those would just simply be zeros. Otherwise, if it was a decimal, you would have hit EMS. This is just 76. All right, so next, we are absolutely going to have to do log size now. Why don't we find little b? So I am going to go little b next. So we're going to go, how about b over sine of b is equal to little c over sine of c. So little b is unknown. That is over the sine of 76 degrees equal to little c 19.3 divided by sine of 64 degrees and 45 minutes. So I get 19.3 sine of 76 equal to b times the sine of 64 degrees and 45 minutes. Divide. Again, it's just calculator work. So 64 degrees, 45 minutes. And does someone have an answer to the nearest 10? 13 point what? Thank you. Appreciate that. And that is little b. Thank you. Good catch. 20.7. Thank you very much. Divide by sine of 64 degrees, 45 minutes. Yes, it does not matter what order you find those in. So there's my next answer. And then last, I'll just do this one quick because it looks like you guys are comfortable with that part. So last, we need little a. Log sines once more. So to solve for little a, I'll do that over here. C was the one that we knew, so I'm going to go a over sine of c. I'm sorry, sine of a equal to c over sine of c. All right, so this setup would be a over the sine of 39 degrees, 15 minutes equal to, and I'm going to go 19.3 over the sine of 64 degrees and 45 minutes. Okay, definitely show me that setup. From here, if you want to put things in the calculator, that's fine because these questions get very, very lengthy. So what does A come back as? 13.5, right? All right, so those are going to be your answers. So we have 13.5, 20.7, and 76 degrees for that last angle. How do you feel on solve the triangle? Pretty good? You guys understand that this one you don't have to check the cases? Okay, so next, number 4. I'll give you something different. Your direction is still going to be the same. Solve the triangle. But I am going to give you that. Let's see here. A is equal to, I want to go 39.4 degrees. And B is equal to 12. And C is equal to 14. All right, so you're going to sketch this out and see what you got. ABC again. Where capital A is 39.4 degrees. Little b is equivalent to 12 and C is 14. Your task is to solve the triangle. So we need 3 more items. So is this the law of sines? What is this instead? Law of cosines. Yep. Why is it law of cosines? This is, yep, side angle side. Excellent. This is cosines instead, finally. I am going to begin by solving for little a because it is across from the only angle that we actually know. So my formula is going to begin with the side I'm looking to obtain. So I go a squared equals b squared plus c squared minus 2bc cos A. Remember, whatever you start with, you end with. So I have A squared equal to 12 squared plus 14 squared minus 2 times 12 times 14 multiplied by the cosine of 39.4. Bless you. This is the easiest case that you can see with law of cosines, because if you look at the right-hand side, is anything unknown? No, throw the entire thing in your calculator very carefully, and then you're going to take the square root of this to finish. Again, emphasizing, please be careful with these long calculations. All right, so I am left with A squared is equivalent to 80.3615193. And if you expect partial credit on a question like this, that's what I would need to see so that I could tell if you just, type the numbers in the calculator wrong or whatever. So now what is the square root of that to the nearest whole number? 9. Thank you. All right, so we're getting there. Next thing we might want to find is what? I don't know, someone pick. It doesn't matter. We have all three side legs, so angle B, sure. So now if we want to find angle B, what rule can we use instead? Law of sines, excellent. So I'm going to go A over sine A equal to B over sine B. The next step, A over sine of A. And then we can go fast after this one. Equals B over sine of B. So I am going to do 9 over the sine of 39.4 equal to little b 12 over, sorry, I wrote it down not right, the sine of b. Cross multiply, I have 12 sine 39.4 equal to 9 times the sine of b. Again, anytime the angle's missing is when you're going to have to put that second key. So divide by 9, and then on your calculator, second sine. I'm going to just show that because I'm getting kind of low on the board. 39.4, I'm going to divide that by 9. Second sine of the decimal is approximately 0.8463. And I got an angle measure of 57.8 degrees. Do you guys agree with that? Perfect. Okay, coming to the end, these problems do take some endurance. The last angle is angle C. The fastest way to find it is to subtract from 180. So I'm going to put that right up here now. So I'm going to just go 180 minus 57.8 minus 39.4. Anyone have that last answer? 82.8. Beautiful. Okay, so there you go. So here's an answer. If you want to box them, I gave you lines tomorrow. You just list them all out on the lines. Because it makes it a little bit easier to find when you've got all of this going on here. Okay, so how's number 4 law of cosine? Pretty good. All right, your last 3 are areas. So formula sheet's going to come in handy here. So we're going to do area of a triangle, number 5. I want you to calculate, please, the area of triangle ABC given. Little a is equal to 24. Little b is equal to 52. And little c is equal to 39. All right. So we have here triangle ABC. And I have A equal to 24, B equal to 52, and C equal to 39. Now I realize what I did here, which now in retrospect, I kind of wish I didn't.
This has 3 sidelines, so technically you could just use Heron's formula really quick. And I want you to practice the other one as well. So pretend you had to use the alternative formula. If you notice on the formula sheet, it says K is equal to 1/2 AB sine C. To use this formula, you need a side angle side geometric relationship, which means in our case, we would have to find an angle. Okay? I'm sorry, but I want to make you do one of these because it's going to make you use one other thing we haven't yet reviewed. On your quiz tomorrow, you can pick what you like. If you wanted to do this one with Heron's formula, I understand completely. Now, in order to find one of the angles, let's say we're going to find angle, here, let's keep it exact. Let's find angle C. What rule would I have to use? Cosines. Yep. And I would have to find C. So I would start with C squared is equal to A squared plus B squared minus 2AB cos C. And the reason I wanted you to practice this is a law of cosines where you plug in the left. This is the harder type. So I would go 39 squared is equal to 24 squared plus 52 squared minus 2 times 24 and 52 multiplied by cosine of C, which is unknown. Okay, so now you're going to put this in the calculator and go 39 squared. And you're going to write down the value, 1,521. And you're going to be very careful. That goes in separate from that. So 24 squared and 52 squared yields an answer of 3,280 minus 24 and 54 gives me 2,496 cos C. Bless you. Now, the reason I wanted to make you use this is because what do we never do with those two numbers? Don't ever combine them. Instead, you must subtract the 3280 to the left. Okay? You're going to move this over. So I go 1,521 minus the 3,280. I obtain negative 1,759 equal to negative 2,496 cos C, and then divide. You're close. So divide by your value and divide. And you're going to do second cosine of that value. And don't forget that a negative divided by that negative results in a positive. So that will impact your answer. Okay, did everybody get about 45 degrees? Okay. So angle C is equivalent to 45. So now I can finish the question. And then your last couple will be quick. This is 45 now. So lastly, I do my area formula that I'm going to pull back. Area is equal to 1/2 times 52 times 24 times the sine of 45 degrees. Type it in, and then you're good to go. And this is sine of 45. Final answer. I didn't say where to round, so you can choose 441.23. Okay. How do you feel with area? Pretty good? Okay. 2 quick ones left, very quick. So I gave you another formula yesterday for area of your 9-right triangle. So let's practice that one quick. So I think I'm at 6. So again, I want to do area of your triangle. And I'm going to just sketch this for the sake of time. A, B, C. A equal to 4. B equal to 6. C equal to 8. When you have 3 sides, you can use Heron's formula instead.
So Huron's formula, right from your formula sheet. Or Heroes, again, who goes by two names. So area is equal to S minus A, S minus B, S minus C, where S is equivalent to half your perimeter. So S is equal to 1/2 the sum of 4, 8, and 6. Which is what, 9? So then we sub in. And I do square root, and this is all I gotta show. 9, 9 minus 4, 9 minus 6, 9 minus 8. All right. Anyone have that answer yet? 11.6, thank you. I'm not worried with the calculator part. Okay. How's Huron's formula? Pretty good? And again, you can make use of that anytime you find three sides. The last thing we did was area of a circular segment. And that is the last item on your formula sheet. And it is imperative that you be in what mode? What? Radian mode. So you're going to find area of a circular segment. Again, you can make use of that formula sheet. I'm not taking it away from you. With a central angle equal to 160 degrees and a radius of 15. Now, on your formula sheet, I believe it even states it. What must your angle be in? Radians. So I made you do a conversion. So to convert that angle, we go 160 times pi over 180, which reduces to 8 pi over 9. Now you do your formula. So my formula is going to be 1/2 r squared times, I'm going to do 8 pi over 9 minus the sign of parentheses 8 pi over 9. That's it. Just please make sure you can type that in the calculator. Radian mode. I don't remember what this answer came back as because I just kind of made it up. Sarah might have it. 275.7. Thank you so much. Okay, so that's all you have to do with that one. So that concludes the topics that you will be quizzed on tomorrow. Does anyone have questions? Be prepared to work efficiently. You got to finish it in the class period, okay? And obviously these do take some time to do. So the more you can do in your calculator, the better. So your homework tonight is to just make sure you are prepared and ready to go. Because again, you don't want to sit and dwell on any one particular question. Homework is just to study.